Hey, my construction entrepreneurs. So I want to talk a little bit about the ramp up for this first quarter. The office have been getting a lot of calls about um, getting the contractor's license, right? A lot of individuals are really looking into it for 2018. We see a large call volume asking questions about the whole process, right? I mean, we get questions about why we charge so little, which ties into the story and why I created the Construction Entrepreneur Schools and Services. We get questions about the process, what school to choose. Um, um, I mean, the questions just endless. Background questions. What if a person will be denied from getting their license because of some criminal background check or something that they have done when they were young. Um, so no, let's first talk about this. Uh, Backgrounds, right? Now the board frowns upon any misdemeanor um, um, that happened 3 years ago. So they base things on 3 to 7 years. Okay, so they want 3 years that passed for a misdemeanor, 7 years that passed for a felony. But for my case, some of you know that know my story from watching my videos is that um, um, 7 years haven't passed from the time I got my license, and I was denied, and I fought, and I got my license. So for the individuals that's out there thinking, hey, I'm not going to go for this. I'm not going to risk the $300, which you can go and spend on everything else outside of building your future. Okay, not going to spend $300 and try to get my license. That's another call I get. Hey, can you tell me what if I would get it? I don't want to invest the $300, but we spend money on crazy and stupid things all the time. I do myself, So why not invest in you? Why not take that chance on you? So you're telling me you can spend money on stupid shit, excuse my language, spend money on crazy things and and things that don't even count towards your future, but you don't want to invest in you. You don't want to give you a chance. Well, I'm here to tell you that you owe you. You owe you. Okay. And you need to understand that when you owe you, you need to put up the effort. You need to put up the risk. Okay. It's time. You need to hold yourself accountable. Okay. Don't let your criminal record hold you back. What if you go to, the construction entrepreneur school or another school? Doesn't matter. But at the same time, educate yourself, find out about the school, and make that step toward bettering your future, creating a legacy for your family, and growing a business because you're going to provide back to your family and the community. Um, but you have to be willing to take that risk. Now, the first step is not the hardest step. The first step is making a call. I think on average, it takes about 3 months for a student actually to sign up and commit to a school. Take about 3 months for an individual to say, hey, you know what? I'm serious about getting my license. And then from that point to 3 months is when they sign up on average. Now, selecting a school, that comes into, I want to talk about my price point, right? A lot of calls that we get says, "Hey, Tyrone, your price is, low." Um, excuse me. And I'll talk about my price point and the goal here on starting the school. So, as you know, I'm a contractor. I have an A, a B, and a CA license. So I've taken this test several times. I have studied, I haven't studied. The B license, it took me 5 times to pass. This was years ago, because I just didn't study. I was so busy doing contract work that that I wanted to take my chances, and I had money to spend to just pay for retest. Um, so I've been through this whole cycle, right? And when I was going through this whole cycle, especially when I got my first license, my C8, it was almost as if, for the ones that have had kids before, it's almost as if when you have a baby and you leave the hospital and no one comes out to even help you put the car seat in the car. You got all these experienced nurses and doctors and everyone is an expert in that field, but no one even comes out to the car to help you put the car seat in, or just to guide you, right? I know there's a risk or there's a liability factor there, but just guide me a little bit. I'm a new father. I got some precious bundle here that I'm trying to get home, and I have to figure this thing out on my own. And that's how I was getting my license. I went to one of the top schools out there that has a ton of locations, that hires people that are not in the industry, people that cannot tell you about real facts of this industry, and they just sell, courses. And I paid up to I think it was $1,300 to $1,500 for my course. And I was excited, and I spent my 3 months investigating, and I was willing to pay. And I went through it, and after I got my license, I didn't even know how to get general liability. I didn't even know about general liability. I didn't even know how to get workers' comp. I was actually afraid to call to get workers' compensation insurance. Okay, I didn't even know how to get. I didn't even know the difference between commercial auto and personal auto. Didn't even know the difference between that. Didn't even know the other insurance qualifications. Didn't even know the aggregate amount, the 1 million, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million, what it covers. I didn't know any of this. All they did was issue me material, lump me under a bunch of classes, and I went and took my test. And it left me out there just blind. And that's one of the reasons why I created the Construction Entrepreneur School and Services. As for construction entrepreneurs, it's not only to help you get your license, but transition you into developing the information you need to know, the knowledge you need to know to lead you on the right path, right? Because I only can give you that knowledge. You have to absorb it and apply it, right? Just because we have the knowledge there's some individuals that will not absorb it and would not apply it, or would just only absorb it but not apply it, right? You need to apply it, right? So I went through this whole process of getting my license. No one explained anything to me. Me learning on the backs of my customers, which turned out to be okay somewhat. I had a few jobs that really went berserk here, but for the most part, it was okay. I didn't know anything about estimating. I used to try to call other construction owners, right? The ones I met from either bidding against them, or I may have worked for them and made them some money before. I even called them and asked them, hey, what should I charge? What is the going rate? And either they blow me off, or they tell me to call them back and they wouldn't answer their calls anymore, or they'll give me some bogus number, and I knew it was bogus, but I know how to do the work, but I did not know how to, one, get the work, find the work, get the work, and bid the work to make a profit as a business. So I had no mentors in the industry. I was just left out there just to figure it out, like most of you that have your license. Like most of you have the fear after you get your license, what are you going to do? And that wasn't a good feeling. And I moved up in the ranks and through companies and learned a lot and learned how to estimate and learned how to read prints, and I learned all these things, right? And I was able to apply them. And that led me back to, there's a gap there. Why not offer classes for your license, but also teach you the things you need to know to be a successful contractor? Teach you about insurance, teach you about workers' comp, commercial auto, the difference between commercial auto and your personal auto insurance, and that you can use your personal vehicle for your personal auto insurance for your company, right? And it's just a common sense thing, but someone telling you that, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. There are companies out here that have regular cars and trucks and vans issued underneath their company policy. Yeah, I can use that. So there was a time where back then where I had a Trailblazer SUV, a small SUV, that I had under. I carried two insurances under that vehicle, one for commercial and one for personal. Okay, and people don't tell you that, and the wife is calling there. Have her hold on here. But yeah, people don't tell you that. People don't share that information for you, which is okay. She keeps calling here. Okay, so I'm back. That was the wife there. I had to get that. She's doing a girls trip in Cayucos near Morro Bay. It's pretty up there. But where was I at? I think I was talking about not what we're offering, right? Well, we help you get your license and teach you about the different insurances and how to carry these insurances and how to ask for the limits, so you can actually get quotes and who's going to cover you starting out as a contractor, and what type of work can you go for, right? And what type of work can you go for, right? Because now that you are a licensed contractor, the customers that you had before, if you are legit, will probably not be your customers now. Your customers now are probably with you because of your price. Now that your price is going to go up slightly, if you're doing things legit, then you may lose those customers, But we teach you where to find this work at, where to look for work, right? A lot of new contractors, what they do for work is same thing I did. We sign up for these lead generating websites, Service Magic. I think that's what I signed up for years ago when I first got my license. Service Magic back in 2005, and they used to send me, every time a job pop up, they swear me down that they have 3 contractors that they're sending the work to. And then when I call the homeowner or the customer, he's gotten already 7 phone calls. So it was a rat race. And then when I call him and says, hey, it was more contractors that called them, they wouldn't give me my money back for that lead, because you pay per lead that they send you. That meets the criteria that you give them, that's preset already. So when they send you that lead, they don't give you your money back. They actually give you a credit. So you start this whole cycle, credits, deduct from your account, deduct, credit, deduct, credit. And I probably spent $1,500 on these lead generating. I forget, it was Service Magic, Renovation Experts, all these different websites. Probably spent $1,500, which I didn't have at that time. Put it all on my business credit card that I was approved for. And I didn't land not one damn job from that, And then Craigslist wasn't working for me anymore because I was in a different category. The jobs I did on Craigslist, I had to charge a lower amount for. And they didn't work for me at all. So So these schools just turn out numbers and sending people out there, and you know, schools not teaching contractors how to contract, or how to figure things out, or giving you the information or that knowledge base that you need to know to be successful. You're going to go out there and learn on the backs of customers, and that's just going to hurt the industry. It's not going to be good for the industry at all, you know. So why do that? But a lot of schools do that because they're not contractors. They have no experience in the trade whatsoever. They follow the textbook. They teach you from that textbook and not real life experience, you know. And that's what they give you. Then they send you on your way, and you're like, hey, yeah, I had an awesome school, and but you don't know any better, right? Kind of like with my wife, we have twins, right? And a lot of people ask her, was like, hey, how is it like having twins? And she's like, well, I don't know anything else. All I have is twins, right? So she don't know how it is to have a singleton baby because she has twins. So you don't know how any other school is or that process is because you only went through that school. So you're like, hey, but they're not giving you the tools to succeed. They're not giving you or telling you the steps that you need to take to really give it a shot to make it out here. And that's why that's why I started the school, is because we need to be given a shot. We need to be given a better chance. There's a lot of talent out there that know their trade, that know what they're doing, that know how to, you know, properly stucco a house, that knows how to put windows, that knows how to do concrete, that knows how to do stucco and drywall, or painting and drywall, that knows how to do framing and finish carpentry. And you know the trade. You've been doing it for a long time, but you just need to get that back end, that administration part of the business down. And that's where a lot of schools are lacking that. They're not taking the time to provide that knowledge to you. And then once you learn that knowledge and you have that skill, you put them both together, and someone teach you how to expand that, you're going to grow that out. You're going to grow that out. And it's going to shine, and you're going to be profitable. You're going to be successful. But you have to have a method. You have to have a path that you're following. You have to have a playbook, right? And following the playbook for someone that has not done it is the wrong key, you know. So the reason why we started is, and I'm ranting, I'm going off. The reason why we started there is to help the construction industry, to help provide jobs, to help provide legacies, to help people grow their business, to help people become successful, to become a turnkey system, to where you get your license, you learn about estimating, blueprint reading, insurances, how to be successful, where to find work, what to charge, about overhead costs. I just posted a video talking about how to determine your overhead costs, your overhead percentage. We teach you these things, and you apply them, and you have a lot. You're further ahead than the next person that did not attend the school and get the knowledge that you got. Okay, but once again, you have to apply it, right? You have to make sure you apply it, and that's what's key. So if you have any questions, whether if it's about getting your license here in California, whether it's about estimating, wherever you have a job, even if you're not signed up with us, you have a job that you're bidding on and you're unsure about it, give us a call. You know, our number is all over our YouTube channel. Give us a call, send us an email, send us a text, call us, let us know. Maybe we can give you a hand on it. Maybe we can help you figure out some numbers, you know. Of course, we don't work for free, but we definitely can give you some tips if you don't have the funds to be paying for the services to help you estimate a project. Definitely give you some tips and lead you in the right direction. That way you still become successful. But for the ones that do want to pay for that service, we can help you, produce an estimate, come up with your overhead costs, and show you how to submit that, and give you a contract so you're somewhat legit. Whether if you're licensed or unlicensed, you still should be doing a contract. We will help produce that. And then that way you have something to produce. That way you look professional. That way you have something to give to the customer. And any other questions dealing with reading blueprints, where to find work, licensed and unlicensed, um, whatever question you have regarding this construction industry, let us know. Leave a comment below. Make sure you subscribe, like this video if you gained a lot from it. Okay, that way we keep posting. We know that we have an audience out there. We know that people benefit from it. So hit the like button, and subscribe, and turn on your notifications when the video is posted. That way you can stay up to date with what we're posting out here. And let you go. See you on the next one. Thank you for your time, and let's make sure you apply what you learn.